Hello, world. Welcome back to Not Just Candle Talk. Today, we are diving into the old age debate. Should you go into business with friends and family? We've all heard success stories of family businesses thriving for generations, but we've also seen friendships destroyed over business disagreements. So let's break down some pros and cons. I'll give an example of one of each situations. So let's jump right into it. So some of the pros is it's already built in trust and loyalty. You already know each other's characters, right? Making trust easier to establish. Shared visions and passions. Family and close friends often support your dreams than a random business person. Better communication, okay? That's a pro. You can understand each other's work style, strengths, and weaknesses. Flexibility and understanding. During tough times, they might be willing to make sacrifices for the business, okay? Um, those are a few of the pros of going into business with a family or friend. They know you, right? They understand you. They know you. They see you, and they value you. Hopefully you got those types of people around you where they actually um, value you and your vision. So here's a quick story. It was a family of mom, dad, and a daughter who ran a bakery, and each person had their role. So the mom, she did the recipes. The dad, he did the finances, and the daughter, she did the marketing for the business, right? So they did pretty well in the community. Small little bakery in the community. They did well, and each person knew their role. Each person understood what their role was in the business, executed it. They had a long, fulfilling business in the community, and things were good, right? Things were good until they wanted to retire and eventually sell. So that's a pro when everybody knows their roles, execute them, and go from there to see the business thrive. A con would be work disagreements can spill over into personal relationships. That's a con. Those are boundaries that are not clear. Entitlement issues. Some family members, for friends, they might feel like, hey, some may expect special treatment, just because they are that close to you. Um, Accountability and performance. It's tough to discipline a loved one for poor work, right? It's tough. It's tough when you have to discipline or maybe even fire a close friend or family member. But you got to have those. You got to make those difficult decisions when you're dealing with businesses. And I think a lot of times when you go into business with a family or friend, draw up a contract. Draw up a contract. Make sure everybody knows their role, their expectations, and don't be afraid to implement each and every thing in that contract. Make sure everybody is clear on what their role is, and hold each other accountable for that role, right? And also, it's also good to have an exit strategy. Like I said, I just gave an example of, the family, and when the parents got older, they wanted to retire. So have an exit strategy, because people's dreams and aspirations, they differ from beginning beginning of a venture, and a business venture, and the middle to the end. So have an exit strategy if things come to, like, everybody has different, start building different dreams and aspirations, or if you have to buy out someone in the business, have that exit strategy in the contract. contract. I'm really big on those. That goes into my next story. These two guys, they went into business. They had a little clothing store together. Mike and John, they had a little clothing store, and the clothing store, a boutique, and the boutique was going good. They were, they had a good run, and eventually, John, he just got ahead of himself, right, and started slacking on his duties within the boutique, and Mike had to actually buy him out, and that weighed on their friendship, of course, but at the same time, it was written. It was written in the contract. It was already there, so it hindered the friendship because there was a little fluctuation on roles. But it needed to be done, and Mike just had to buy him out. And I'm not sure if they're still in business or not, but that can be considered as a con. And also, as long as it's in the contract, it's understood when things go south, right? So keeping business and your personal life separate, set boundaries with everybody and anybody. You have to say, hey, okay, when we're here, we talk about business, and I value our personal relationship, so we're going to cut it off once we lock the doors, or once we offline, or whatever you are doing. Don't mix business with your personal life, and maybe you can have a better relationship that way if things go south. Define roles. Everybody knows their part in the business. No one will feel slighted at all once everybody knows their roles and expectations. If you're considering working with a family member or friend, be honest and have conversations first, right? Make sure everyone understands what is expected. Make sure, even if you say, hey, let's just run it for X amount of years, have a conversation about that. Check in with your person every so often and see if they are still on board with, or is pumped up about the business as you are. So have those conversations and keep each other in the know when you have a change of heart. I think that shows the respect level of where you to that person and where you at as you mature in your business, right? Have open and honest in conversations, because if you don't, that's when things tend to, go south, and feelings are involved and everything like that. I'm really big on communication. Let me know. Let's talk about it, and let's get to a point where our conversations are not difficult to where we can't even utter a word. I think a lot of times communication, if it wasn't for communication, a lot of relationships will go south anyway, personal or business wise. And so always keep that contract, keep that communication. I think with those things, and respect, of course, keep those three things in at the front and head of any situation when you go into business with your friends and family, and that makes for a better environment. And I actually know a couple of people who actually ran their business and then let their kids join, taught their kids how to run the business, and the kids are running it now. Like, the parents are just sitting back and retired, and situations like that are always great to hear about and see. I know a few people who have their own business and have their kids running it, or their kids get involved in some type of way. I think that's awesome. So I just want to do a quick overview of that, because it's needed. That talk is needed because a lot of times you want to look out. You want to look out for family and friends, right? And sometimes we shy away from it. But if you have those people in your life that your vision and their vision are equal, why not give it a shot, right? So if anybody would want to, I can do a part 2 of this. I'm going to wrap this up. If anybody would like for me to do a part 2 of this one, or have any stories about this topic, I am always open to do a part 2 as always. And once again, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.